let's go. So welcome to today. We're going to conduct a masterclass showing you how to use artificial intelligence to close more deals and get more referrals. So be sure to stay for the entire masterclass, and here's why. We're going to have Darby, and he'll kind of introduce himself and his ninja-ness. But Darby is actually we're going to work together to create a piece of content that's going to be super valuable that you guys can use at the end of this. It might not be directly at the end, but we'll make sure all the participants and attendees here get this piece of content. If you are in the Iconic Agent New Construction Marketing Ideas Group, excuse me, I'm still getting over this little cold. A couple weeks ago, you noticed I gave away a piece of content, the benefits of using new construction versus resales. Well, that piece of content was used to create AI, not how we're going to do today, but it took me about 15 minutes to create that. That piece of content I gave you, that's the level of content we're going to create, probably 10 times better. So just a heads up. And let's see here. So the chat's open, good deal. All right, so a quick intro, because I know we have some folks that are already know who the Iconic Agent is. They know me, they know Nate. We'll be introducing you to Darby, and then there's folks that have no clue who we are. So we're going to go through really quickly, who we are, and dive into the meat and the reason that you came. So I'm Damon Green, founder of the Iconic Agent, and
I am Nathaniel Crawford.
All right, we've been seeing write-ups in Yahoo Finance, Fox affiliate stations, Bloomberg. We've actually done a webinar for the Lab Code Agents podcast as well. What we do is we help motivated real estate agents make more money selling new construction homes so they can live more impactful lives. And part of that is building a pipeline. Now that's the key. Remember, that's the key to what we're doing today. Now, our message has helped agents generate well over an additional $200 million in sales of new construction and luxury new construction in the last 2.5 years at the height of the pandemic. Mr. Crawford?
Yes, so I am Nathaniel Crawford. I am a luxury real estate broker here in sunny South Florida for a little over a decade now, with a focus on new and pre-construction. I have been involved in the new and pre-construction process from site acquisition all the way through retail sales of condos for some of the largest developments and with some of the largest developers here in South Florida. Projects like the Waldorf Astoria, just to name one. PMG is the developer over there. In addition to doing some development sales, I do a little talking head work. So occasionally you'll see me on TV here in sunny South Florida, giving people advice or insight on what's going on in current events and how that can affect the real estate markets. That was a conversation we had about Ukraine. And in addition to that, I do a little speaking as well. So many of you may be familiar with the Inman conference. A while back, we did a good friend of mine, Tommy Powers, and I. Tommy is actually the person that introduced me to Damon. We were speakers at Inman in San Francisco, talking about the power of your pipeline. And, in that context, we were talking about apps and some other stuff. But yeah, so I do a little bit on all fronts, and I am here to help you achieve your real estate goals and lead a more impactful life.
Awesome. And then introducing Darby Rollins. Darby, I'll kind of let you talk about yourself since you know better than anybody else.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Damon. Thanks for having me here today, guys. My name is Darby Rollins. I'm the founder of a company called The AI Author, and we host events on training and education for people around AI content creation, and have a pretty, keep our fingers on the pulse of the generative AI space in general. I'm sure you guys have heard about ChatGPT over the last few weeks, Jasper AI, and a number of other these writing tools. Well, I was actually Jasper's first customer back at the end of December 2020. I was talking with their founders, and we started working on this tool, Jasper, back when it was just fresh and green. And it's been about 2 years now of a run. Jasper recently raised $150 million at a $1.5 billion valuation. And just a month ago, ChatGPT came out as the first free AI writing assistant that was just open to the public. And it really kind of was the catalyst that brought this AI mainstream. And so my company's goal and mission is to help people, use AI to really change the way they communicate and increase their impact, as well as their income. We teach people how to not only use it for just writing, but also how to make more money from it, which is what we're going to be covering today inside of this case, specifically with how you guys can use these tools to really, step up your game in terms of content, staying from your clients, and ultimately closing more deals for you.
Awesome. So the AI opportunity, one thing, because people hear artificial intelligence are like, oh my goodness, the robots are replacing us. That's not what we're talking about today. So Darby, can you kind of give a little more depth into the opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think it's a fair question to bring up when we're talking about AI and just taking the jobs of people. Like, is anyone going to have a job anymore in the writing space, copywriting? Oh, AI is coming for our jobs and all other sorts of things. And the truth is that people, some jobs are going to get taken by this new technology. But the fact of the matter is that this is one of the biggest revolutions that I think we've ever seen, in the last century, easily, just in terms of just evolvement of where this tech is going to be able to open up new opportunities, and new places where people can supplement, technology to improve their skills and to make more income and more impact from it. Now, one thing that I see a lot in this space, especially when it comes to AI content generation and AI for copywriting, is like the AI is pretty good. And you'll see that today. And we'll be showing you some real use case examples of how you can use AI for yourself in your own real estate business. But the thing to keep in mind with any of these AI tools, and where the real opportunity here is, from my perspective, is that this is opening up an entire new industry for skill set development and for leveraging these tools, for not just yourself maybe, but like also for hiring people onto your team that can use these tools. That gives you a lot more leverage to be able to use this technology to amplify whatever type of content you're going to be making. And all of these skill sets ultimately boil down to how well can you prompt the AI to do what you want it to do. We call that prompt engineering, and it's essentially crafting phrases, sentences, commands, instructions that the AI can recognize and respond to, and ultimately uses that input to generate an output. Bad inputs, bad outputs, great inputs, great outputs. And we'll be talking and showing you some examples there, but that's what it all boils down to. And because we're working with an AI that, is downloaded a huge chunk of the internet, it is pulling so much information from so many places, it has a lot of power. But if you don't focus it, and if you don't really drive and direct the AI to do what that end result that you're looking for is, if you don't know where you're going when you're starting, then you can end up feeling lost, overwhelmed, frustrated. Why isn't this AI doing what I want it to do? I see so many other people writing books, blogs, video scripts, emails, all of this stuff. And then some people just get stuck on like, it's not doing what I need it to do. And again, all of that comes down to how well are you prompting the AI? And this isn't a replacement of you. This is giving you a superpower that you can use. It's a tool that you can add into your tool belt, into your systems, into your processes inside of your business to again, increase your impact, your message, amplify what you're doing at a much higher scale without necessarily costing you an arm and a leg and going and hiring content and copywriters that, let's be real, that's often a bottleneck in our business in the first place. Last thing we want to be doing, especially as people in real estate and contractors and people putting together deals on that sort of stuff, is you don't want to get bogged down in the management of people that are saying they're going to write this awesome converting copy that's going to do X, Y, or Z, or I'm going to make you all these fancy blog posts. And then it, often ends up in disappointment, and you're paying people out for content that's not quite up to your par. And so these tools are going to give you the ability to like level up your content across the board, level up your copy across the board, and use that content and copy to stay in front of more customers more often, continue to be relevant, and then lead those customers down the path of doing more business with you. And so I think that's really what we're talking about here, Damon, is the big opportunity in real estate is like, how do we use these tools to bring us more business, to drive more leads, to stay engaged with our customers, so that we can increase our income and impact.
Absolutely. Now, one question I know we're going to get, because most of the world, but not everybody, has heard of ChatGPT. And, there's a bunch of tools. You and I had a conversation, because Darby and I we met. I happened to sit down. I mean, I don't believe anything's a coincidence. So I happened to sit down at a marketing event we went to. It's the best marketers in the world, literally the smartest and best marketers in the world. We had a breakout, sat down next to him. I'm eating what was it? I don't even know what it was. They had a lunch for us. We're eating lunch, and it's like, hey, we're sitting next to each other. It's kind of awkward. It's like, hey, what do you do? And we're talking, and I'm like, oh, snap. So we sparked up a conversation. Then we spent like an hour out, and I was supposed to be listening to a breakout, and we started talking, and I was like, oh, okay. I hadn't even heard about Jasper, but I had never heard about ChatGTP at the time. And this was, I think, before the event was before they launched it, I believe, because that was November 30th they launched it, right?
Yeah, it was right before ChatGPT came out. So, I mean, it's
Okay.
very, very new tech on that side, but Jasper's been around for about 2 years or so now.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, okay, but I know people, because you're gonna have, I work with thousands of real estate agents, and there's this thing, hey, why would I pay for Jasper when I can do ChatGPT for free? Which absolutely, ChatGPT is solid. It's good. Jasper, I mean, I'm a car guy, so I look at it as, okay, how fast do you want to get where you want to go? You got your Honda Accords, and then you got your Porsche 911 Turbo S. One's going to get you faster. And I look at Jasper as the Porsche 911 Turbo S, ChatGPT more like if you want to get there. So that's just my take, but what is because from your expert approach, what's the difference? Because I know they're both valuable, but comparison.
Yeah. And so I think the thing to highlight going into these types of comparisons is that Jasper has been around for, again, about 2 years now. And Jasper plugs into an AI that was built called GTP3, which is owned by a company called OpenAI. And that company, OpenAI and GPT-3, has been kind of like the source of where Jasper and a lot of these different AI writing tools have been plugging in their APIs and building on top of to have like the version that you and I will work with on our side as consultants, freelancers, business owners, whatever, for writing this content. And so Chat GPT now wasn't a thing even really a month ago. I think it literally came out like a week after we met Damon. But Chat GPT is the front facing, and they made it free for the public version that OpenAI released after 2-3 years of testing, of doing their own thing, and other companies building with them and using their tech to, create their own AI models and things like that. But what you'll see as we kind of dive in and show these tools is Chat GPT is very much a chat interface, and it is very, you say something and you get a response back. You can say something else, you get a response back. And it's fun. It's great. And you can get a lot of really great content out of that. The differentiator that I see with Jasper and what makes it that Porsche, that Ferrari, that real supercar that we're in this to go very, very fast is a few different things. One is Jasper, like I mentioned, has just recently raised $125 million in their Series A, $1.5 billion valuation. Tons of money is going into the space. And the majority of that money that Jasper is spending is one in just going in marketing, but the other half is on their developers and the team that they're working to train these AI models on things well beyond what you see in just like the Chat GPT and otherwise. So they've got an entire team of engineers, of developers, of people that are like a community of, I think it's like over 100,000 now, like paying like members that are using Jasper to source the feedback, to create new templates, new processes, new workflows that you can operate inside of Jasper that are ultimately just a better user experience. And say you want to write a short, quick blog post description. Jasper has a template specifically for that. Maybe you just want to brainstorm ideas, like very specifically for blog post ideas. Well, Jasper's got a template specifically for that, amongst the dozens of other templates. And then you can get much more advanced inside of Jasper as well, using their top program, their top plan called Boss Mode, which we probably won't get into too much detail today, just because that's a little bit again, it can get pretty advanced and kind of like, honestly, like kind of it looks like a lot of code when you're looking at it for the first time. And so we're going to be like backing things up a little bit for how do you just approach these tools in the first place. I'm going to show you ChatGPT. I'm going to show you Jasper, but I'm going to show you the difference in why I prefer Jasper. And so do thousands of other marketers and professionals that are using this to like really scale up their content versus just kind of dipping your toe in the water is how I see ChatGPT, because it's a nice entry level thing, but you're really a little bit limited on that front to where tools like Jasper and going right to the source can help you depending on what your goals are.
Okay, so from what I just heard, I heard ChatGPT versus Jasper is more like support and help versus figure it out on your own, or done with you versus do it yourself. Is that kind of?
Yeah, and something Jasper as a company has been heavily invested in from day one has been the support of their community and being right there and building the product alongside marketers, content creators, business owners, and having that level of support, that team, that infrastructure, that company that cares very, very much about its user base. Now you can look and price compare all you want, but the fact is that there are things going on behind the scenes that are different at Jasper. And knowing and being like a part, like not directly an employee of the company, but I've known the founders at Jasper for several years now. And like they're like at the end of the day, they're like a top tier team that's behind this, and they're building for a community. And I mean, I can't speak enough about just who the founders are in general with Jasper on that point. And what Jasper's invested super heavily into, what my entire company is built on, is the actual training, demonstration, how to use this for different use cases, and how do you really like work and manipulate with these tools to do what you need them to do to get the outputs that you want to drive, the content and the results that you need for your business.
Okay, awesome. All right, so now that we've kind of gotten that out of the way, the importance of your pipeline. A lot of real estate agents, they're running leads, they have leads. If you're in any of my programs, you've got a pipeline, which is why we even started this whole process here, talking to Darby here. But if you have a pipeline, most agents like to write now sales. It's great. Every 1 out of X number of people that you talk to is going to buy. That's great. They just kind of let the other ones sit. Right now, money's great, but there is way more money in the consistent follow-up of your pipeline and sphere. And that's what we're going to get into. Most agents don't like to follow consistently. And the many that do, they're using the same CRM templates or verbiage everyone else is using from a course or whatever that you got. So you're not really separating themselves from the crowd if they're even following up. Now, here's how to and how not to follow up. Many agents, sad to say, they treat their pipelines like a booty call. Hey, I got this listing. Hey, this is for sale. Hey, you want to check this out? Look at the floor plans available. Oh, there's a new community over here. That's great. But you want to treat your pipeline like they're valuable. You want to be able to provide value that'll keep you top of mind with your prospects, and they'll refer you because you're an expert. Now, agents that do that see drastic differences from providing value. Like what type of value? We're going to walk into that. But providing value, these tools will help you provide value to your pipeline so that you can stay top of mind. And we've got stories of clients that have had leads on their pipelines for 6 months to a year, and that lead never bought, but they were providing such good service and information. They referred 1, 2, some of them even 3 referrals to them. The lead never bought, but they sent them 3 pieces of business. Like that's the value in follow-up. And most agents are like, well, I don't have the time and the resources. If you're listening to my voice right now, these are not excuses or reasons that you can make anymore. But don't take my word for it, because research shows that 85% of customers who make an inquiry will buy a property within 1 year. So go back and look at your pipeline, your sphere. The people that came in, have you reached out to them within a year? If not, some of them bought. Did they buy with you? According to a study by Salesforce, 73% of customers report feeling satisfied and loyal when they receive timely follow-up, from real estate agents and brokers. And then nearly 63% of successful real estate agents attribute their success to effective lead follow-up methods. That's from Real Estate Agent Magazine. And a 2019 study by HubSpot found that 90% of leads are never converted into sales due to lack of follow-up, which means real estate agents who do not follow up regularly are likely missing out on valuable opportunities to close more deals and make more money. Now, of course, you want to help people buy homes, but if you are in real estate to make more money, put in the chat, make more money. All right, so now we're going to get into the meat. Using artificial intelligence, we're going to use Jasper to stay top of mind with regular valuable follow-up to your pipeline so that you can close more deals and get more referrals. We're going to learn how to quickly create content that you can drip out to your pipeline over 12 months. So in the chat, I need some participation here because we're going to vote on this. These are the 3 topics. Just put 1, 2, or 3. Which one resonates with you the most? 5 reasons you need a real estate agent for any transaction. That's number 1. The hidden cost of owning a home. That's number 2. And what is a mortgage buy down? Number 3. Go ahead and put those in the chat. We're going to run through, see which one is the most. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so it looks like one's going to be the winner, and that happens to be the one that's highlighted too. So
I got a bunch of ones on Facebook too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Facebook. Okay, so boom. So we're going to create, and Darby, you need to write that down. You got the.
Yeah, I'm just typing it down right now. Yeah.
You got it. Okay, so I'll keep the slide here for a second because I think, let me see. I think that's boom, boom. Okay. Yeah, 5 reasons you need a real estate agent for any transaction. You got it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so now all the live attendees are going to be provided this piece of content we are creating. And now, Darby, I'm going to give it to you. I will man the chat. There will be Q&A after. So if you have questions as it goes along, put the Q&A in the chat and the Q&A option or the chat and go from there. You should have sharing rights, Darby. Are you good?
It says it's disabled right now.
All right, let's do this. Darby, you are. Okay, now you should have rights.
All right. Cool. And can you guys see my screen right now? It should say Jasper chat right in the middle.
Yes.
All right, awesome. So what we're looking at here, guys, is the interface of Jasper Chat. And I've got 3 tabs open that I want to highlight as we kind of walk through this, just to show you how chat versus GPT work. But also, this is a very common process for generating blog post ideas or entire pieces of content based on this, this prompt, which is the 5 reasons you need a real estate agent for any transaction. And so highlight this right now, chat GPT, chat.openai.com/chat. Anyone can use that right now. You just need like an email account or whatever. That's free. Jasper Chat is also free too. And so you feel free to compare these 2 tools side by side together. But if we have an idea for a blog, for example, 5 reasons you need a real estate agent for any transaction, right? I've written this idea, this topic down here into the bottom of my chat bar, as you can see highlighted right now. But that's pretty broad. What I want to do now, how I want to interact with the AI is I'm going to say, write a compelling blog post on the topic of blank. So these keywords right here are going to really help steer the AI in whatever direction I want it to go for. And I generally just start out with a simple prompt like this to get my creative juices flowing and let the AI kind of start to get me going on what this content could be. So this right now, as you see, totally live right now, is the AI giving me its output based on my input, which was this prompt. Are you thinking about buying or selling a home? If so, you may be considering taking on the task yourself. After all, with the proliferation of online resources and the prevalence of do-it-your-own culture, it's tempting to think that you can handle everything on your own. But the truth is, when it comes, and you can see it's starting to list out this in the form of a blog post, here are 5 reasons why you need any a real estate agent for any transaction. And it's still going down here. You can see it's expertise and experience, connections, marketing and advertising, time saving, stress reducing, right? Like this, while we might have said this is a blog post that you could use to, put on your blog, and choose that for information. I'd like to highlight here, as we're getting these sort of outputs, to just think creatively about all the other ways that you might be able to repurpose what we just got right here. This could be a Twitter thread, basically, if you just chopped it up into like 5-6 different thread pieces. This could be a Instagram reel or like a TikTok script where, it's short form content and you're reading this off of a script and this is all outlined for you. And so there's a lot of ways that you could take this one piece of content, not only turn it into a blog, but also turn it into a YouTube video, reel, TikTok, Twitter thread. And you could, simply write like, hey, like you could take this and then write an email off of it. So you can basically have this one piece of content be repurposed to all of your different platforms that you choose to be working on. And so again, like very simply put, all I did was use the simple prompt for, and we'll give these outputs to you guys as well. Like Damon was saying after the fact, but that's just one output that I could get from the AI, and then I could use this content and go and repurpose it, edit it, and then publish it out there on that front. But I want to show you just kind of like a little bit of a difference, or let you see the difference, that the AI is designed to generate unique content, and it's designed to do it uniquely and differently each time you give it a prompt. Well, I can go over to Jasper now and give it that same prompt, and I can run the same exact command. And now I'm letting Jasper give me its output as well. And so we'll give Jasper a second to think. And it's working on this blog post. And it's thinking. So let's see. It's going to come out. So a little bit different in terms of like the interface, right? You saw that chat was kind of typing it out as you go. Jasper thinks a little bit, then gives you the whole deal. Now, this is what we've got in our round 2 using just both of the chats, right? When it comes to buying or selling a property, a real estate agent can be an invaluable asset for providing advice on prices and market trends, to offering guidance and negotiations, yada, yada, yada. Here are the 5 reasons. And so something to note, as we're creating content, getting different prompts like this and rewriting or using Jasper or chat, that you might find that like you might like some of the outputs in this one more than the others. And you might say like, hey, I really like negotiating power, and I want to include that in my final piece. And so this isn't necessarily going to be the final finished polished piece for you, but this is going to do 80% of that rough draft legwork to get the core piece of content out that you can then build up and deliver from there. So I'm going to take this now. We've got 2 kind of blog posts that we've created on that front, but maybe I want to brainstorm some different blog post topic ideas based on this output that I might want to use for like my email subject lines, or just naming the blog. I can go down and just say, write a series of unique headlines designed to drive clicks for this blog post. So I'm telling the AI, hey, give me these headlines, make them unique, do it in a way that's going to drive clicks. All right, cool. Discover the benefits of working with a real estate agent. 5 reasons you need a real estate agent for your transaction. So pretty much the one we used. Get the best buy or sell deal with an experienced real estate agent. Stop making mistakes. Professional advice on your property transaction. Gain access to professional resources and connections, right? Save time. And so we can then take these different blog post ideas, and we can take that and create more blogs off of that, more content. We can just keep building and expanding on our content on this front. But those are first 2 examples of just how to use chat with some very basic prompts to get your first draft of your blog post out that would ultimately be used to, drive sales and engagement inside of your pipeline. Well, I'm going to go ahead now and show you like this again, like inside of like, now that you see how the chat interfaces operate, well, Jasper offers a lot more. And the place that I tend to go first, if I'm going to be looking for a blog post, is the template section. So I'm going to go over here onto the left-hand side in my dashboard to click templates. And inside of this, you can see there's a lot of different templates here inside of Jasper, but I'm writing a blog post. And so I've actually got it favorited. This one-shot blog post is just a really popular template since it came out. And all you have to do really here, you can see it's a different interface. It's not chat focused, but you get about 800 characters here inside of the blog topic to give Jasper additional context. And this is where you could come in as a real estate agent in Florida, in New York, in California, and you could give it like different information about your area, maybe your local market, and then start to modify it to be more specific to where you're doing your business. You can also add, tone of voice. So in this case, we could say like professional, and say new home buyers for the intended audience. Now, once I've given Jasper this context in the one-shot blog post, and this is where you have a lot more power inside of this tool, because it's not just one chat that we're using. You can generate all the way up to 10 really unique generations on each one. And so I'm just going to click generate AI content to get 3 different outputs. Again, give Jasper a second to think. But on the
Darby, quick question on that.
What's up?
If we take some of the content that was created through chat or through chat GTP and put that in the blog topic, what would the output be? How would that be different than just going general?
Yeah. So let's just say, like, let me see.
Take the 2 that you like out of this one, or 1 or 2 that makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe let's see how many characters this is. Or maybe these top 2, right? We go copy these over here. Seeing Jasper still thinking a little bit. So as you can see on this right-hand side, these are different outputs that Jasper's given you, but now you've got multiple versions to choose from. That's version 1. You've got another version 2. So experience with your local market. And so how I would approach like taking like the outline or like the prompts from something like this, I would say like experience, or let's just take this. Let's say we like have a really good outline, or we have a few good ideas that we've gotten from chat or the other ones. Connections, we copy that over here. Marketing and advertising. And say like time saving.
So one thing I want to mention as Darby's doing this is really the cure for I don't know what to write about and writer's block. This will kind of give you inspiration to create content without spinning your wheels. That's the benefit of something like this.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And the more like, as you start to brainstorm with these tools and the more focused, like where you want your content to go, the better outputs and results you're going to be getting. And so say you come in like, okay, I brainstormed my outline. I want to talk about experience, connections, marketing, time saving, and stress reducing. Now I can tell Jasper, hey, like each section inside of the blog, I want you to talk about these specifically. And so we'll run the outputs again, and we can give it a few seconds to generate the content. And each blog could be on just one specific, like piece of this, right? And so like, again, if you're just brainstorming and you need to figure out what am I going to write for the next like 4 weeks in my next 4 blogs? Well, again, brainstorm blog ideas, like work on the blog expansion inside of the blog post template, and then we can edit it and refine it from there. But again, the goal with this is to like, really break through that writer's block, that cursor, the blinking cursor. Like, I'm not sure what to write here next. Give me some inspiration, Jasper. And it's a collaborative process with the AI to get the content out you need. And so let's go back at this one. So you can see here, we formatted the inputs here, 5 reasons you need a real estate agent. It's got an introduction, and then it's bullet pointing very specifically, experience with your local market, connections, marketing and advertising, time saving. See like some of the right here. Yeah, time saving, stress reducing, and then you've got the conclusion, right? So like, here's an example of really like with minimal time getting this blog post out and drafted. And then once we know what output we want to continue to finalize for our blog, if you're using templates, I mean, boss mode is where you can kind of have like an open Google Docs powered by AI, like going with you. So you can kind of continue to write and expand and do different things like that. But I'm going to go ahead and up here now inside, I'm going to click on this output, and I'm going to select open in docs. And you would need a boss mode account for this. So this is either, if you don't want to use boss mode and you just want to edit inside of Google Docs, you can totally do that too. I'll show you where I find the benefit of having a boss mode account alongside this.
Oh, side note too, guys,
Yes.
before you sign up for Jasper, hold off. I'll be sending out a special link that you'll want to use to take advantage of that. So just pay attention to what he's doing now. I'll send you out a special link to jump into Jasper if you haven't already registered.
Cool. And so what you see here is I've opened up that output that I generated inside of the one-shot blog post template into a document. And so I'm just going to go ahead and title this document on the left-hand side. And what we're seeing here is essentially Google Docs with AI power behind it. You can format it, bold, italicize, underline, bullet points. But the AI is still pulling from a lot of context. And this content brief over here on the left-hand side is really critical as you start to kind of build out and get, more into the, more advanced with Jasper and using it inside of this area. But we don't need a ton of info right here because we've already given Jasper a lot of this info. And now if I'm looking to kind of take this content and edit it and, make it, refine it, make it a little bit more my own, a few ways I might approach that is just saying, cool, I'm going to need the blog title up top, like 5 reasons, H1. Okay, that's cool. Well, I've got my introduction. I've got my blog post, my body, but let's just say you like the way that this blog post introduces itself, but you're not really a huge fan of the way it's worded. Buying a home is one of the business decisions you'll ever make. It's important to do your due diligence. Well, let me just rephrase that real quick. And so there's a few ways that you can work with Jasper to just take the existing content that you're generating. And keep in mind, you can do this with content that you've written, just human written content, and then using the AI to kind of enhance it. But if you want to just rephrase, up in the upper right-hand corner, there's a few different bars here where you can click rephrase, and Jasper is going to give you another way to say what you just said, right? And so this one starts with making the commitment to purchase a home. It's one of the most important decisions, right? And so you say, okay, I like that one, or no, I want to try again. And so it's taking that same paragraph and you can rerun it, edit it, and modify it right here. But again, if you're like, for example, if you like the way that the post is, but it's not quite hitting or resonating with what you want, this is another way to use the tool to kind of get past and brainstorm, like, how can I say this another way? And then you can take that information that it outputs and then move on and continue to edit and refine the content. But yeah, I mean, like a lot of different cool things that we can do inside of here, like far beyond just like rephrasing and things like that. But ultimately, when we're looking at being consistent and staying in front of people with content, you can rinse and repeat and write dozens of these different blog posts in the matter of a few hours, once you understand how to use the tools and leverage them for the type of content that you're looking to create.
Awesome. So let's see here. In boss mode, is there anything else that you can use to kind of enhance this? Any extra tips or strategies you have?
Yeah, totally. So one of the things, and kind of bringing it back to what we were talking about earlier with chat, with these like these prompts here, right? Write a compelling blog post here. Well, here's the cool thing. Now that we're inside of boss mode, this is kind of a portal to talking directly to Jasper and the AI, because we can start to give it commands inside of this document that will help us with, ultimately creating the content that we want it to create. So let me just do this for example. Say we've got our blog post, say we're cool with all of this. We like every section on it, but now I've got a blog post and I need to promote it on my social media. I might say here, and I indicate commands, another word for prompts, by these little carrots here. So if you guys see that, that's just me telling Jasper what I want it to write. But I'll say something along the lines of like, write an engaging Facebook post that is designed to capture the attention of my target audience and drive them to read this blog post. Okay, so I just, hey, Jasper, I want you to write a Facebook post, basically, that'll help like do exactly what I just told you to do. And from here, I'm going to give it a command, which is in the upper right-hand corner. You see there's a few different short codes that you can use. Command enter, command shift enter. Command enter is going to just replace this entirely. So I'd use command shift enter, but this is going to give Jasper the instruction to write me a Facebook post about this.
So you took one piece of content that's good, it's a blog. Now you're saying, go create me a Facebook post, a YouTube script, blah, blah, blah. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. And so I'll just take an example here when and again, like when you're interacting with Jasper, sometimes it just gives you an output that maybe isn't like ideal. It's just, like I was lackluster. Well, it's a robot. Like it's not going to get upset if you tell it that was a bad output. You can simply rerun this and have it do it again. And so if I didn't like that output, I just say, hey, command, are you considering buying a home? If so, you need experienced real estate agent. And so it's going to give me another idea for what I could write for like a suggestion. And this is the funny thing when you get into working with Jasper is that the AI is really like built on recognizing patterns. And that's why it can take these prompts with its like neural language processing technical stuff, and it can recognize, maybe patterns in where you're heading. And so what you see here, Jasper just suggested like a hashtag for this post that we could use maybe like across social medias or something like that. And Jasper might be taking these commands and helping like build out different things that we might want to use in terms of like brainstorming hashtags or otherwise. But we could also take these same types of commands and say like, write a series of like Twitter tweets based on the content above to post alongside the blog. Command shift enter. Let me see if it's doing that right here. So these are all like now kind of broken up portions of it, but I want to see and make sure that Jasper is like going along the same route, because one thing to note when you're going down and like giving it different commands is Jasper's still going to be referencing all of this stuff. And that might not always be what you want. You might want Jasper to focus really specifically on like just one piece of content, or what we call is putting on blinders for the AI is these 3 dots right here that actually stop Jasper from looking up beyond this and only referencing very specific points inside of your post. And so if I wanted to take maybe like the Twitter threads one and not have the hashtags kind of distracting it, I might just go up to right below where I'm referencing my blog post and say, write a series of tweets based on the content above, and give it that command, tweet 1, working with, right here. And so now I'm generating these different like tweet ideas. And I guess these could be captions for other things too. And Jasper, again, is now giving me kind of like, and I can take it or leave it, right? But if I say, hey, that might actually be a good idea to have here, a 1-sentence summary of the content. Okay, well, I'm just going to do compose and let Jasper keep finishing his thought. And now what we see here is Jasper is now suggesting a headline for this content, like another one that we could use across, right? And so it's just giving us more and more of these ideas. But again, like at the end of the day, you're still the arbiter of like what is good and what's not, right? It's going to come down to you knowing this is my market, this is my target buyer, this is who I'm serving, this is the content that they're looking for, and directing Jasper to be your writing assistant along generating that content for you at whatever you need it to essentially do. So we probably got some more questions and things like that. So
okay, awesome. So yeah, there's a whole lot of questions coming. So guys, drop your questions in the chat. We'll go ahead and get those answered in the meantime, because a lot of questions are being asked around. Let me see. Let's go back to the deck here. This can be pretty in depth. There's a lot we just shared. I even got text messages, my phone blowing up like, hey, I need this. Jasper, it's available. You can go get it now. Like I said, if you hold off, I'll get you a special link that you can leverage for it. But because, this was kind of twofold. I met Darby at a conference and I was very well aware of the tool. I had my buddy Chasten was actually using it. So I'm like, all right, I need to bring this on. But I'm also learning something here too, because I played with it, but I haven't really gotten in depth. And I want to learn how to use this even better myself and show you guys that are interested how to do so too. So I just wanted to let you guys know that we do have a live workshop here in Tampa, the AI Follow-Up Commission Workshop. It's going to be hosted by myself, Nate, and taught by Darby. It's a 6-hour one-on-one live workshop here in Tampa, Florida on February 20th, 2023 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Lunch is included to live attendees. It's going to be very intimate because we can see how many questions we have being asked now. You'll have one-on-one with ourselves and Darby. I think Darby's going to be remote, but Nate and I will be here. And by that point, we'll be able to gel easily. There's 8 live in person available and 8 virtual. There's actually only 8 virtual now and 4 in person because I've brought this offer out to my current clients first. So here's what we'll be covering: how to leverage artificial intelligence for consistent long-term follow-up. So we're going to make sure that your pipeline is packed with valuable information to keep you top of mind. The keys to writing engaging follow-up that closes more deals and gets more referrals, the blueprint to targeted branding and getting seen more often by those that matter, not by everybody, but those that matter. Exclusive Jasper hacks, workflows, recipes to make your content writing easier and faster. Darby just went over some of the commands, but we're going to have a whole command list, exactly what to say, ideas and strategies to input into Jasper so that you can get the output. Because as he said, garbage in, garbage out. Solid input in, you get solid input out. How to create an AI spokesperson for your business without ever getting on camera. That one is huge. So we leverage Jasper and a few others. We're going to show you how to repurpose. Darby went through repurposing. We're actually going to do it. How to repurpose the content so it stretches and you're not spending all waking hours thinking about follow-up content. We will have a special guest social media influencer. He's a total rock star that's going to come in and train at the end. Once you have all the content, we're going to knock this out. The deliverables, okay, so you come for 6 hours, you spend 6 hours with us. What do you get out of it? You're going to walk away with an outline for 12 months of content to keep you top of mind with your pipeline. So you'll have emails to drip for 12 months or more, video scripts, social media posts, press releases, and that's a huge one. If you're not using press releases, you are missing out. Recordings will be provided with some bonus content and is an exclusive members area to attendees. So if you attend the event, you'll get the replays. And then we're also going to have a follow-up 30-day accountability Zoom to keep you on track. So everyone in attendance will cop on. Okay, where are you, Damon? Where are you, Nate? Where are you, Darby? Did we get these things done, or are there any questions? So the investment for that, there are 4 spots left in person, is $599. Now, if you have been following me for any period of time, we start with introductory pricing. It'll never be this price again, and it won't be this price for long. We've already got half of the live in-person event sold out. Again, it's February 20th. The virtual, right now we got 8 spots left there. That's $299. So we'll go through Jasper, answer all your questions. You're going to walk, this is a workshop, like a live workshop. You're going to walk out with what you need. So if you go to theIconicAgent.com/live workshop, and let me put that in the chat for everybody. So you got it. Let's see, theIconicAgent.com/live workshop. And start dropping your questions so we can get those answered. Let's see. This will probably be sold out by the end of the evening because I still have some clients that we're looking to get on, current clients that are looking to get on. However, the IconicAgent.com/live workshop, it'll tell you how many of each virtual as well as in person is available. Once it's sold out, it's sold out. We'll probably do another one in March, but you want to hop on that now. So, also for anyone in general, after the event, we will be doing a live happy hour. So I'll be sending out emails. If you're in the Florida area, you happen to come in or you just want to fly in and connect and network, we will be doing a happy hour afterwards. So it'll probably be like 7 o'clock. This is a Monday, so spots will be pretty open. Networking, etc. It'll probably be at the Hard Rock in Tampa, or it'll be somewhere local. So the event will be in New Tampa, Wesley Chapel area, Wesley Chapel Lutz area. So we'll give you information on the actual location once you register. There's probably about a dozen hotels in the area you can stay at if you're flying in. But just go to theiconicagent.com/live workshop, and we will make sure that we take care of you. So now we've got, let's go through some of these questions here. Nate, did you see anything in here that jumped out you wanted to ask? Were you monitoring, or let me see here.
Yeah, I'm bouncing between the two.
Okay, so first one, so Nate, you take care of Facebook, I'll take care of the Zoom. So
Okay.
Darby, is Jasper free or is it free for 5 days? Can you kind of walk through that? How the trial works?
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, so it's a free trial. You sign up. I believe you do need to give a credit card for when you sign up. Get up to I think your link will give people additional 10,000 free credits to try during that 5-day trial. And I think that Jasper Chat is totally free as of right now. That's my understanding of it. So boss mode and starter plan will get you certain levels of access. Like starter mode is the lowest plan that only gets you templates. But if you're looking for like kind of the boss mode, the whole document where you can edit and expand and do the different recipes and workflows, which I always recommend because it's just so much more powerful. I think that starts at $59 a month and 50,000 credits to kick things off with.
Okay, cool. And for the event, I don't know if anybody asked this yet. You will need the top tier version, the boss mode version of Jasper, at least for that month while we're going through it. And you will need to bring your laptop. This is a workshop, so you need to be live in attendance to, we're actually going to work on your business. Let's see. Sherry asked, can I add content in my YouTube channel? Not sure what that references. But I can say that I've seen people use YouTube videos, a good YouTube video, and then use Jasper for conceptual ideas. Like use the, kind of like what Darby just did, take the headline, drop it in there, rewrite some more content. Sherry, if you can give some more context to that, we can answer that. JR, my man JR said, where was this in high school and college? There's actually a whole lot of controversy around that, which we don't get into here, but yeah, so will there be a recording? Yes. There will be a recording link. If you signed up, we'll make sure that you get that. Chat GPT gives data/info up to year 2021. Is that the same for Jasper?
Yeah, so initially whenever Jasper was released, it was pulling data from 2019. And that's what the AI was trained on now. I know Chat GPT is up to date as well, up to the year 2021, but I do know that Jasper is pulling info as early as 2021 as well. So the team is working on keeping it up to date. And a keynote, I didn't mention this earlier, but we've mentioned before is GPT-3 is what Jasper's built on primarily right now. Chat GPT is kind of a GPT 3.5. And what that means is sort of a bridge between GPT-4, which is, from my understanding of it, kind of like light years ahead of where GPT-3 is right now. And as soon as that becomes available for us to use on Jasper side and start to use to plug in on their API, then that'll be available to their customers. And rumor is that that'll be available in the next quarter or two. So I'm hoping in the first half of this year that update comes, and that's just going to be a massive improvement in terms of data across the board. So exciting stuff to look forward to. But yeah, Jasper can reference. I've seen it reference stuff up to 2021 for sure.
Okay, and yeah, as Darby said, they charge by the words. Before you guys register with Jasper, hold on. I mean, if you want to hold on, I'll send you a special link that you can use. Let's see, can it be, okay, so Patricia asked, can it be used for local info like population, cost of living, demographics of a specific city?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something, and as you know, you're getting more specific with your market at specific details. Jasper's really good at pulling information and putting it together and making it sound really great, but it's not always 100% factually correct. Same with Chat GPT. Like you need to be able to fact check stuff. You need to know that, hey, if this statistic was given out, this demographic, this population amount, like those are things that the tool can put together, and it might not always be 100% right. But if you simply do a little bit of that research beforehand, copy and paste it, even if it's from like a Wikipedia page that you know is right, into that like boss mode, then you can give Jasper really key data points like population 150,000, like XY, or whatever you want specifically. And then Jasper will start to pull from that information. It's additional context that's going to help steer it even more in the right direction. So if you're doing anything local like that specific, like cost of living, stuff like that, I would try to do like a little research coming into Jasper, give it that info, and then let it start to write out the rest of the content from there. Or otherwise, if you just have Jasper give you that info, then you just want to make sure that it's correct on your end.
Yeah, and in some cases, you know, I played with it a little bit yesterday, sort of going down the rabbit hole. I noticed that it'll pull from census data and it'll reference according to the 2020 census XYZ demographics. To speaking to exactly what you were saying, asking about demographic change and different income levels and stuff like that, it'll pull it in some of the reference, in some of the answers it gave me, it referenced specific census data, and others it didn't. So it's a little, does a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you know if you can you take care of the Jasper bill for the year? Do they have an annual subscription?
They do have an annual subscription that gives a good discount on some of the words and things like that. So,
okay, all right. So I think Jari put that in there. Again, hold off. I'll send you guys a link. Once we hop off and I send the replay out, I'll send a link, and we'll probably have the article done there too that he created. We'll send all that so you guys can start hitting the ground running. And of course, you attend the live event virtually or live, you're going to get the real sauce. Darby's going to spend time walking through all of the specifics, really building out solid content, answer all your questions. So let's see, you can make a series. Yes. Jari asked, can you make a series to create one topic with 5 different blogs or stories? He kind of covered that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Nate, you got anything in Facebook?
You keep answering them before I can say them.
Oh, okay. Same questions.
There are a lot of similar questions. So yeah, we're covering it all.
All right. Let's see. Chat. We covered that one. Let me see. When it finds the headlines, does it score it like TubeBuddy? Is it creating the words that will increase SEO? Will it replace TubeBuddy with hashtags and keywords for YouTube? I can probably answer that, but I'll let you wait for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what TubeBuddy is. Is this like optimizing for SEO type of stuff? Is that the?
Yeah, it's an SEO thing. So I can answer that then. TubeBuddy, because I use TubeBuddy. Actually, Nate and I use TubeBuddy. With the headlines, no, it doesn't score them, but you can use a combination. You can go find, what keywords are hot, put those into Jasper, using those keywords. Say you tell it, use these keywords, create a headline about this, and see what spits out. So you can totally do that. And I think, don't they have a YouTube headline creator?
Yeah, there's headline creators for YouTube, Google, and Jasper integrates with Surfer SEO, which is a popular blogging optimization tool directly inside of it. But you can find the keywords and pull them into Jasper, and then have it write different types of optimized headlines based on those keywords.
Yeah. Yes, there will be a recording. Once it renders, we will send this out. And I'm not sure if we have any spots left for the event, but I'll send this out as well as a link to the event. Replay will be available. Matter of fact, if you're in the Facebook group, the replay is already available because the replay is in the Facebook group. We did stream this live to the Facebook group. So you have the replay right now, but I'll be sending one out. We'll stick it up on our YouTube channel. Any questions on the event? Did anybody have any questions on the event or anything else here? Let me see what else we got. What is a press release? That's a whole separate topic for another day. But if you attend the event, we're going to actually walk through. Press releases are something we use for our clients very heavily. It gives you the ability to have news articles written about you by major publications across the country, which boosts your credibility. We've actually got our own press release distribution service that'll put you in, the Yahoo News, Bloomberg's, Finance, etc. But that's a little different. That's actually something that in the workshop, you will also have a nationally syndicated press release that we'll distribute for you on some news wires. Okay. All right. So Darby's got to get out of here. He's got another meeting. Nate and I can stay on, answer any questions. We've been playing with Jasper a little bit, so we can answer some things, or if you have any questions about the event, if you guys are good, just put in the chat, we're good. Darby, thank you very much for your time. We look forward to the 20th.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks, everyone.
All right, appreciate you. All right, guys, so any other questions you have about the live event? We will be doing more. We only have room for 16 right now. We're going to keep it intimate, and we'll be going through, like, any question you have. You won't have questions when you leave. We're going to walk away with a whole lot of stuff. And I see some of you guys already signed up, so awesome. Yes, we're always here to share whatever we can, share whatever value you can with you guys. That's what we do on a regular basis. The next new construction buyer attraction workshop, the 7-day workshop we do, that is coming on very soon. How do you maximize the, Jerry, I'm not sure what that means. Okay, how do you maximize the blog post or platform? What does he mean by maximize? The link for Facebook is, I'll put this in the chat. Here's the Facebook community. Everyone. So we do anything else? Okay, I hear you, Jar. You can get the replay immediately here. If you do not fill out the questions, you will not be accepted. So there's 3 questions that are asked. If you don't fill out the questions, you're not going to get accepted. However, we're also going to send it out. I'll put it on YouTube. But if you want to watch the replay now, go there. So that's for Thash. Okay, Sherry's good. Yep, we got the recording. Okay, so to push it out to get engagement, for Jari, you've got hundreds of leads in your pipeline, and that's the whole purpose of this, the pipeline. You've got thousands of leads that are in your pipeline from what we've helped you produce over the last 2 years, 3 years. The easiest way to get engagement on content when you have a pipeline is send out an email to that pipeline like we've been doing. So that's the power. If you have over 200 to 250 leads, setting up monthly emails that are evergreen, which is what we're going to do during this workshop, setting those up using tools like this to really put solid content together to send out to folks to stay top of mind, instead of treating your pipeline again like a booty call. Hey, here's the floor plans. Hey, they got 2 open here. Hey, give me money. Hey, I got something to sell you. You sprinkle in some sales, but you're giving value. Here are the top things in the area. Here's some information about the market. Hey, if you happen to know anybody looking for this, here's something you can buy. Mixing that in is a great way to stay in touch with them. And Jerry, that's actually what we talked about previously with the 10 topics you're actually working on. So we have 99 topics that you can select from, but 12 starts it because you have 1 per month. Nate, chime in anywhere that you see fit. Rod, this event, I don't know if it's still open, you'll have to go. This is not the mastermind, Rod. Rod, you already got a ticket to the mastermind, we still got you. Solidifying a contract for that. That's going to be mid-March, early April. So you just get here, we got you. This event is different, and we might combine some of this in that event. But if you take a look, the virtual, we had 8 virtuals. I don't know what we have now because I haven't checked my email. And last time before we started this, we had 4 in person. Actually, we had 3 in person because I told somebody that I would. I sent an invoice for 1, so we had 3 in person. Cool. All right. So, any other questions, guys? We'll go ahead and let you go so we can get into. Get on with the rest of the day. Just want to share this. Was this helpful? If this was helpful, put in the chat. Yes, this was helpful. And I'll also be sending out the link to Jasper that you can use.
Yeah, I just got a question about that in the Facebook group. So yeah.
What was that?
Sending out the link to buy Jasper.
Yeah, I'll drop that. That'll go out. We'll put it in the group, but also get a it'll send out through email if you registered. So this was helpful. Great. Oh yeah, Sonia, I definitely see how, because you got a pipeline. I'm not sure. I think you probably got a couple hundred. This process will be, work really well. And since you're here in Florida, if you can swing it, I'd come through the event because then we'll really be able to drill down. It's going to be in New Tampa. I know you were in the Riverview area, but we're going to be in New Tampa, right around the Wiregrass Mall. So highly encourage you to come if there's still spots left. We will be doing these regularly because Darby is a rock star, and we're going to do a lot more with him. And again, the investment will not be this low after the first 1 or 2. So just a heads up, anybody that has been following me for the last 5 years knows like that's real talk. Once we get in, we get started, we get some feedback, and the investment doubles because we're literally putting money in your pocket. So the just a heads up, if you wait, it's always going to be more. All right, Nate, we got anything else? I'm going to let folks go. It looks like everybody's good. This is helpful. I'm glad we were able to help you guys. We're going to send out these links. You should have the Jasper link by the end of the evening.
Yeah, looks like we're good over here.
Good over there?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So last call here, and I'll put this in the email if it's not already sold out. Go to the iconicagent.com/live workshop, and we will make sure that we get you all the details for the Zoom if you're going to be virtual, and hotel details for hotels in the area. Like I said, it's about 6 hotels within 5 miles of where we're having the event. You'll get all that information as well. So Happy New Year for those that I haven't said that to already, and we look forward to working with you soon.